Hey, Kliq This fans, want to get closer to the show than ever? Join Kliq This TV. Kliq This TV offers early commercial-free access to wrestling's hottest podcast, plus live audience tapings of their show every friggin' week. Head to KliqThisTV.com now and get inside the show that's just too sweet.
The following podcast contains mature language and adult discussion.
We're back. Another Kliq This, another Kevin Nash podcast. He's Kevin. I'm Sean. And Kev, you know, I don't compliment you enough on this show. I wanted to tell you, after listening to some previous episodes this week, you speak beautiful English. You really do. Were you educated? Where did you learn to speak? You must have had a good education.
Well, I was. Actually, I was born in Rwanda.
Rwanda?
Yeah.
What about Liberia?
Liberia.
You had family from Liberia also.
I couldn't remember where. We should have went over that.
That's like the alley-oop. I put the ball up and just nobody home.
I couldn't remember. I couldn't remember what it was. I do remember just going, oh, God.
Wherever it was an English-speaking country. I bet it was
a black dude from an African country that, of course, should have been, I guess speaking Zulu, but
exactly. I love the default. I'm gonna go there. Well, you look like that. You must had a bone through your nose a couple of years ago. But you listen, we're going to leave that in, right? We leave everything in. We leave it in here. Rwanda, Liberia, whatever you said, that bitch is staying in.
Yeah, because we got a bunch of, not a bunch. We had some comments last week, and some people, jumped in on Sean and jumped into other people. Well, maybe the Nash, you could. It's just like, it's much easier for us to any time that there's any kind of like, the beauty of the show is it is what it is, and we're not going to edit. We're not going to. So if there's an uncomfortable moment, there's an uncomfortable moment. It's much like life.
Yeah, but that was always the whole thing, right?
Yeah. So like, we're not going to cut anything. So
people who listen should know that. You don't want us to. Believe me, you're going to be dealing with some other wrestler podcasts, and I know I have the wrestler angle again today, Kev. But you would just have another typical wrestler podcast if we did that.
Yeah.
God's sakes, if anyone has been listening to the show, they know you've put your life out here for everybody.
Yeah, it wasn't long into it. We did 13 episodes with T.
Yeah, we started the first week of August, and it was only
October 18th.
October, so it would have been the third week of October. Yeah. So you put your life out there, and it makes you trend on Twitter sometimes, or X, as it were. I'm seeing.
Yeah, because I when I look at a bill that's passed by the House and the Senate, and they take the lowest threshold
bracket, yeah.
Yeah, the lowest threshold is I think it was $27,000. Might be 26. But if you make 20, let's just say for the sake of it, if you make $26,500, your tax savings from last year are $40. The beautiful tax cut. So, and I sat there when I first heard it, I said, that can't be right because there's 52 weeks in a year. That's like 60 cents a week as a tax cut. And so I just went through it and I went to basically when you make $1 million, you get $60,000 back. So who needs the tax cut? The guy that makes $1 million needs the 60K, or the person that makes the 27 maybe needs more than 40 bucks. You know? And I just looked at that and I was just like, and we're sitting in these Republican politicians are sitting there on July 4th around the president, and they're, and Johnson, take the mallet. I'll take that mallet. Fucking Maxwell Silver Hammer. So, and this is my July 4th, and I'm just like, fuck this, man. This ain't July 4th. This is not my America. This isn't what I was envisioned. I remember when I was a kid. I was in the first grade. I was in Miss Van Auken's class, and we would stand every day at our desk, and we would do the Pledge of Allegiance to the Republic for which it stands, one nation, under God. Nobody had a problem with it. Liberty and justice for all. We sat down. We did our day. And we went out and we had recess. And recess was like fucking 40 minutes. That was on top of gym class. And you either rode your bike or walked to school. There was no buses to that because the elementary schools weren't far enough away. So, and you came home and you had, dinner as a family. And I'd come down and dinner was at 5. I'd go down and sit in my dad's lap and I'd watch Cronkite with him. Didn't really understand, but I just remember that that was like my dad's news, and you didn't talk during the news. And then after that, you were his remote control. You changed channels for him.
You used to have to get up and walk to the TV.
Get up and
was not alive at the time,
and turn the gimmick. So, but I remember that. And I remember, in the summertime, having the doors open because you didn't have air conditioning, and having a screen door that basically had like a little hook that locked it, and that 9 times out of 10 was, wasn't locked, and you just, when you went to bed, you shut your doors and locked it. But it was just a different time. I'm just like, we're so worried about making America great again. And this was before the riots in Detroit. And I remember going downtown on a Saturday or a Sunday, and whites and blacks, everybody was dressed, and nobody was causing shit or talking shit, or it was just chill. It was such a diverse melting pot of humans, and I know that a lot of that had to do with the industry and the amount of jobs that that the industry brought. That brought people from everywhere, and
it's also a big city thing, Kev, because everybody's if you had a blue collar upbringing, if you're living in a penthouse on Park Avenue, you're in a different world.
No.
But if everybody's taking the subway and we're all doing the same shit. We're all in the same boat, so to speak.
And I think Detroit,
that
because it
division.
was so much manufacturing, I mean, you couldn't probably, I mean, Pittsburgh would go up there as one of them, but there was just certain cities that were just absolutely, steel cities and car cities and,
Mm-hmm.
the whole Rust Belt. And I remember when the riots happened in '67, and then again when King was killed, April 4th, '68, which happens to be, like I've said before, the day my father passed, and watching Detroit burn again, and things never fucking recouped in that
Right.
city. Things were never the same, and it took me years to find out that basically that riot was caused by two white police officers fucking around in a black after hours place on 12th Street, and that was kind of like the fucking kindling that started that whole thing. And then they brought in the National Guard, and anybody that's seen the movie, I think it's called Detroit or '67 or whatever it is, but there's a movie on it that's pretty graphic on what the treatment was, and then from there you go to what the aftermath was.
What percentage of cities that have had significant riots, Miami in 1980, were caused by problems either in law enforcement or in the justice system somewhere?
Right.
Right. I mean, that's the kindling for all of them.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. There was a middle class, man, that was, and that's when you grow up in that middle class, and everybody's like, a couple people on your street have two cars. Everybody's, we had 800 square foot, like our whole neighborhood was 800 square foot houses, block after block after block after block. There might be 3 different trim levels that changed, but and every once in a while there was a tri-level house. But that whole area that I lived in, I mean, probably 4 square miles of the same fucking houses.
Mm.
And but people were doing good, I mean, they weren't suffering.
People were getting by. People were making a living and feeding their families.
Yeah, people had you got new, you got a pair of new sneaks every year to start school, and a pair and a pair of fucking jeans, and a couple of fucking maybe a sweater. And I remember, like, I used to always just wear jeans and a white T-shirt. And I'd wear my jeans for 3 days, and I'd wear my, change out my T-shirt every day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And but my mom was like, when my dad passed, like, she was such a stickler for, like, your shit was laid out, like, before you went to bed. Like, your shit was on the desk, laid out. Like, everything was just, she was OCD. Everything had to be, wasn't no fucking around. And then you take your shower at night before you went to bed, and you get up in the morning, and if you had long hair, you'd fucking go because it was so fucking cold in the house, and the heat wasn't worth a fuck, that you would go to the bathtub and take a big Tupperware glass and wet your fucking hair with hot water so you could fucking style it.
Yeah.
Yep. And then, you take your showers at night.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I look at it now, man, and it's just like, if my mother-in-law didn't have my wife and myself, like, she'd be in a panic. because they're talking now that they've overpaid so many seniors, and they're going to start taking, 10% back of those checks. And, fuck, she barely makes, she barely gets by as it is. So, and I don't know, man, I still have that empathy. Like, I think the people that we should take the most care of are children, because they're brought into this world with no say so. And it's not like they decide, like, demographically where they get to be born. And then the people that have put 70 years on this planet and have done everything, the people that sorted mail for 35 years. And we got to take care of those people.
So Kevin, this seems to me like common sense politics, and anybody in the working class, I think, I would hope, agrees, right? However, when you voice these things and you're met with resistance or insults or just sometimes just ignorance, where does that come from? Is it just the cultishness of someone not wanting to admit that a person with a different political view from them might be right about something, or at least has the sensibility of a decent person, regardless of what you're clearly in a different tax bracket than a lot of the people that are posting these things? But if you're speaking for them, why do they get mad?
Because we're no longer, I grew up in a society when we mattered. We now live in a society, and it's all about me, I, singular.
You're right.
It's how I feel. Mm-hmm. It's my thoughts. I'm right. You're a fucking, whatever, what are we called when we're fucking Democrats, Demtards, or whatever.
Libtard,
yeah, whatever.
Sometimes.
Whatever and it's just like, I'll tell you one thing, man. The word retarded, it might fucking have been cancel culture fucking that last administration, but if I fucking could get fucking $100 for every time I get called a fucking retard on social media, fuck, man. I'll be driving a fucking Rolls Royce, a different color every day of the week.
You're 100% right. We're the only civilization we're the only culture that prioritizes the I over the we. We don't do things generally to benefit us as a pack, as a society, as something to grow. We say me, I. Well, that's not fair to me. Why am I paying, right? So, but the people that you're tweeting about are these. I don't think these are the CEOs of major companies that are sitting there on Twitter with the time to send shit to you. But you're speaking for people
and
that
the thing
are
is,
in the situation.
The thing also is, like, I understand, man. Like, well, where do you get that at? Where do you get that? Well, you got to realize, dude, I have nothing to do all day except go to the gym. So the rest of the time, I'm kind of reading shit and doing shit. And, I'm not watching CNN. I'm not watching MSNBC, and I'm not watching Fox. I'll watch bits and pieces of it. If I watch anything more than I watch the financials probably longer than, once you see a news cycle, I mean, in the daytime, you're pretty much done with that. And it would probably blow people away that when we hit Iran.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Strikes. Tamara we were watching something on Prime, and Tamara looked over and she says, I've got a breaking news thing on Google that says that we just struck Iran. I said, wow. I said, Sean had contacted me earlier saying, looks like we're all in. And I hadn't checked I hadn't checked my phone or anything else. I was watching a movie. And so I said, I'd text back to Sean, no, they're taking those B-52s to Guam. Because what I heard was they were going to send the Israelis in to take out that southern eastern coast to make sure that everything was clear radar-wise there before they sent those B-52s over from Guam. And by the time, that fucking scenario, played out that they were on their way to Guam, they're on their way home.
Yeah.
And I turned on CNN because usually Wolf Blitzer and people like that, they usually nothing. They had fucking talking heads. I said, motherfucker. I turned on Fox. Right across fucking 8-inch fucking bold letters, U.S. bombs Iran. And I watched their coverage because they're giving me the news I want. But I'll tell you one thing goes bad. Pam Bondi can't fucking find the Epstein fucking list. And boy, I tell you one thing, they're not covering that on fucking Fox. They're fucking talking about fucking somebody should be prosecuted for letting Biden fucking run.
Stay in office when his eggs were a little scrambled there. Yeah.
And my whole thing is this. There's anybody that watches this show or has watched this show, we put Biden over so strong in his State of Union address. Because, he was on fire, man. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't think I could stand for an hour and a half at my age without fucking my lower back giving out. And he's screaming and fucking, 2 weeks later?
The debate?
Yeah, they sent some animatronic from the fucking House of Presidents from Disney over to fucking, I was like, what the fucking invasion of the body snatchers.
But we covered it. We even joked about it.
Fuck yeah. We said, what the, I thought he had a stroke. I was waiting for Kevin Kline to fucking play the fucking Biden and fucking prosthetics.
Right.
It's just like, ugh. And
the visual.
Yeah.
Hall of Presidents.
It's
or the debate. I don't know. That was
it's like today, today the big news is they put a halt on the American citizenship.
The birthright citizenship.
Birthright citizenship. Yeah. And my wife and I were having a discussion about it. And I said, yeah. I said, yeah, absolutely. I said, I agree. Except I said, I saw a thing on 60 Minutes a few years ago where there were these neighborhoods, and I think they were south of San Jose. And these were like 4 and 5 bedroom homes. And basically all they were doing was, it was Chinese people that owned the homes, and they were bringing in 4 and 5 pregnant Chinese women to each one of these homes. And then they showed them. Just, it was almost like the Truman Show, except it was pregnant Chinese women walking around the streets and, just, that's all it was. And they were just there to give birth to their children so they could be American citizens.
Right.
And that's fucked up. So it's just like that. So, I can see the point of, but at the same time, it's just like, because we didn't give the Jews asylum during World War II, and then they ended up exterminating, genocide, 6 million of them. And we said that, well, we can't have that happen again. And then Congress went in and fucking across the fucking across the fucking aisle, said, boom, they passed it.
Yeah.
And it was like, we will fucking have, you will have a means of asylum if you are being persecuted or facing death or harm or anything else. We will, and we just have never put together a system that, you know, was we just don't. It's like everything else in this country. We wait until it's a fucking mess, and then we decide, you know.
Right. So, but to your point, though, so you go back and you trace the origin of these things, right? Are they making the case for asylum? I think there's also a preconceived notion that if you get here, you're done, you're in. You do have to make a case for asylum. So nobody would, I don't think, anybody in their right mind, Democrat, Republican, Independent, would say if you can make the shores, you have a path to citizenship automatically. So in the case of asylum, it's pretty specific, and you correctly brought up the war and the Jewish people. But over the years, when you don't tweak something, it becomes bastardized. And this is, you know, we talk about gun control regulations. I know what the Second Amendment says. I've read it, and it does talk about arming yourself to serve a well-regulated militia, end quote. It's never been tweaked over the years.
No, because if you look at it right now, and to be a well-armed militia, are you going to tell me that a bunch of AR-15s are going to go up against some drones?
Not successfully.
No. So we don't have the ability to fight the government.
No, we don't have a well-regulated, we couldn't have regardless of what the people living in the woods in their doomsday
I know,
tents
but
might
exactly.
think.
So I'm saying it's just like, again, it's like, do you just fucking, because I think that's what this administration is trying to do on some things, is just rewrite constitutional law.
Or ignore it altogether,
right.
where it's convenient. When it's convenient, it's the Constitution. We respect the Constitution.
I'm not saying there's not, I mean, I'm not 100, like people like, when you tell me I hate Donald Trump, I'll tell you, this is, and I can't believe I'm actually going to tell this, but I have to, because I want people to fucking know who the fuck I am sometimes. Because obviously, I've been on this planet 66 years, and people are like, wow, I didn't know Nash was fucking political. Wow, I didn't know Nash was a Democrat. Oh, I didn't know. Fucking, you know, it's like, so I was watching a thing on CNN the other night, and it was an interview from Donald Trump from 1999. And he states in this interview, you know, I'm not getting any younger. He said, but he said, I don't know if it was Barbara Walters. I don't know who it was. It was just a clip. But Trump says, I'd like to be the president. I think I'd be a good president. I think I'd win by a landslide. And I just sat there, man, and I mean, I'm stoned to the bone. I'm watching this, man. I am fucking stoned out of my mind. So I'm like fucking hyper visual. I mean, I'm just absorbing this like a motherfucker. And I'm just like, wow. He's the fucking American dream. He's the fucking, this is what he wanted. And not only did he get it when he came down the escalator, he fucking got ran off. Fucking, the only reason he fucking basically ran again is to stay out of prison, and then fucking won again. So it's just like, you can say what you want to about him, and he might not be, but as far as like that, the other night on my couch, I sat there, I went, okay, I get it.
But is that more a commentary on his living the American dream, or just how bifurcated and divided and cultish we've become?
Yeah, but I
It's
think
our
that
failure, not his success.
if you're talking about the swamp and the deep state and all this shit, and then you come across this everybody's known Trump forever. If you didn't read Art of the Deal, you probably don't have a fucking $2 in your fucking bank account. I think everybody on earth fucking read that book. So, and I remember one of the things that stuck out more than anything that I've tried, and the only person you couldn't do it with was Vince, was never fucking negotiate on their fucking on their property. Like, don't fucking be in their office. And Vince would always fucking negotiate from that fucking office in Sanford. It was never fucking, hey, meet you at fucking Walensky's, we'll talk this out.
Right.
You know? And that was one of those things that I remember about the book. So, but when it came down to it, I said, if you got a bunch of lost motherfuckers and you got the far right and the far left, and the far left, this last fucking go round, we both distanced ourselves from them as much as we could.
Cost an election.
Yeah.
What it did.
Yeah. And the far right, I you know, the far right's always going to be the far right. Obviously, the far right, though, there are still some Christian beliefs there, because the press secretary took her cross off before she lied about the Epstein fucking files. So I thought that was.
You notice everything, huh?
Yeah, I don't miss that. Not much gets by me on my 21 hours of fucking viewing. But no, I kind of got it. And then I said, okay. So, because I said, in one of my tweets, somebody said, all right, Nash, I'll come pick you up and we'll go down there to fucking Mar-a-Lago and fucking we'll raid the place. And I went, what? Like, dude, I don't wish harm on anybody. He was voted in as the president. I said, I just wish he'd stay on point on something. Like when a couple weeks ago when he said, you know, I understand that there's farmers in California that have been running these farms for 30 years and they've got a handle on who they should fucking hire, and they're not hiring fucking felons and convicts, and they know who the fuck they need to have to run their farms.
They know the good illegal immigrants.
Yeah, and then and they know in the housing, the hospitality and leisure industry, they need those women to clean and to basically work slave wages. And I'm thinking, like, okay, so he's made reference to it. Gosh, like, that would be so huge. In once you take that one straw and put it in the fucking back. Remember that old game, Break the Camel's Back?
Yeah, you pile stuff on.
Yeah, you pile, and it had two things on the back, and it had the rubber band in the middle of the camel, and you stuck shit in, and finally the camel's back. So I'm thinking, like, okay, that's not going to break the camel's back if he does that. But there was no follow-up. Yeah. Then it becomes like you can't even find the fucking quote anywhere. And I'm just like, what the fuck? You know, really? like, okay.
Well, Kev, Democrats and Republicans, independents, when we talk about the economy, and we're in the I phase. So when we hear about a bill that's being advertised, we go, how does this affect us? That chart you had last week, what class am I in? What's my tax benefit going to be? We can all agree that Cash App has financial benefits for anybody in any tax bracket of any political party. I feel with this angle, as I talk like this, I feel a little bit like I'm testifying before the Senate subcommittee on whether I am or have ever been a user of Cash App. And I'm proud to say yes. Let's take it from this aspect. Have you ever overdrafted back in the day? College, working hard, you forget what's in the account, you have an overdraft, and they charge you a fee, right? Banks will charge you a fee. Or you get your paycheck, right? And you maybe have to cash it, you deposit it, you wait for it to show up in the account. Okay, if you direct deposit on Cash App, you're going to get your money up to 2 days earlier than in some banks. What am I talking about? I'm talking about my app here, Cash App, where I can send money, receive money, and learn to save money, and even make money. I'm going to read you this ridiculous deal in a second. Cash App does more than you think, okay, when it comes to having your back, making sure your money stays your money. If you direct deposit at least $300 in paychecks each month and use the Cash App card for purchases, you can unlock up to $200 in free overdraft coverage. Okay, if you overdraft unexpectedly, there are no hidden fees. Okay, manage your money on your terms and take advantage of free overdraft coverage up to $200 on Cash App. And for a limited time only, for new Cash App customers, you can use our exclusive code to earn some additional cash for real. This is insane. Listen to this metric we got going here. Download the Cash App. Use our exclusive referral code KliQ10, KLIQ 10. The number. Send $5 to a friend within 14 days of doing that, you get $10 put in your account. Send 5, get 10. It's insane. Terms apply. That's money, and that's Cash App. Now, Cash App is a financial services platform, not a bank. Banking services provided by Cash App's bank partners. Prepaid debit cards issued by Sutton Bank, member FDIC. Direct deposit roundups, overdraft coverage, and discounts provided by Cash App, a Block Inc. brand. Visit cash.app/legal/podcast for full disclosures. But head over to Cash App. Use our code KliQ10. Send 5, get 10. Thank you, Cash App.
That would do wonders right now for Homeland Security's budget.
Imagine that. Increase that into the billions, trillions. Spend 5, get 10.
Spend 5, get 10. That's I think they're already overspent $1 billion, and they got 2 months left of the fiscal year. So, boy, she's done a hell of a job.
They're all over it, Pam. I didn't want to get off.
That's the North. That's our girl that.
Christine. I'm sorry, Noemi. Yes. I'm sorry.
It's hard to keep track of them.
Bondi, Noemi, the ending in the vowels. Thought we weren't supposed to have ethnics in Washington. I don't want to get off social media yet, Kev, because I didn't get to talk to you about this yet. I saw you throwing in potentially with Elon Musk. I saw you send a direct message, not a DM, but a direct message to him that, hey, if you're serious, homeboy, let's talk about this. What's going on? Were you stoned? What's happening? Are you all in? Are you ready? You on Team Musk?
You know what, man? Like, I look at it and I say, Ross Perot fucking threw a hand grenade in that Republican bunker, and if I can be a part of that runs the hand grenade and throws it in the bunker, and the Democrats win, I'm all in, man.
Talking about, of course, the third party that Elon brought. Was it the what was he calling it? The
American Party?
Yeah, I thought it was the American Party or something like that. Yeah. So I saw that, and I forgot
this is
to ask you about
this is how brilliant our like so much of our country is. They're like, we'll just deport him. He ain't running. He's from South Africa. Like, Jesus. I mean, I know the rules have been skewed, but
I think that one's still on the books.
Yeah.
But all right, Kev, we had some feedback from last week's show, those who watched, those who listened. Richard K 6196 says, Kev, Though I've admired you for many years, dating back to WCW, I wasn't aware of the fact you had a podcast. A short while ago, I listened to Tennessee Brando, who promoted you strongly, and here I am. Good on you for speaking out and speaking your mind. Mana, make America normal again. Subscribed. Am I supposed to know what Tennessee Brando is?
Tennessee Brando is a guy who has a podcast.
Okay. Related to the Vols?
No, he's political. So Sean Waltman sent me a link when he was talking about me.
Do I know what he looks like? I'll know by visual.
Dude, when you see him, you're gonna think that he and I are 180 degrees visually different cats.
Right.
I mean, he's got the American flag behind him. You would think that he's MAGA. He's not.
Right.
He's Make America. He's Make America. What did he put on his thing? Make America sane again or something?
Normal and Mana. Make America normal again.
Make America normal again. No, I watched some of his back, and I was just like, fuck. That's my whole thing. Is like, it pissed me off that I had to like so many people, instead of having an argument with me or a discussion with me, they're just going to throw because the quad is no longer, that's passé. They realize that the quad doesn't affect me. Summer of '92 doesn't affect me. Anybody that knows the time frame at '92, I was on the road every day. There's no way anything happened to me. I would have been with my boys. Like, didn't happen. That doesn't affect me. But boy, I tell you one thing. They jump all over. Hey, enjoying the 4th with your son? That's the kind of scumbag pieces of shit that I have to fucking deal with. In order for me to say, hey, I know that empathy is no longer a thing, but maybe if you got somebody in your family that's like down on their luck, you might want to fucking like get smart to the fact that this fucking bullshit tax bill is it's a used dildo. You really don't want to bring it home because you don't know where the fuck it's been. So,
yeah, unfortunate.
Yeah. So
ridiculous.
So I got to put up with that shit. So when somebody like this, comes along, Tennessee Brando, and I listen to him, and he's saying, "Good on you, mate," and there was a huge outpouring. The amount of people that followed me and that I lost during the course of that, I was up 60. I'm up 60,000. So you tell me which way the people went.
Right.
If I'm up 60,000.
May not always be the most vocal with tweeting, but you can see the support in that arena when they click follow.
And it's not like I don't tweet very often. I used to, that used to be one of those things where I stayed on that fucking thing. And I've just gotten to the point in my life where we have this, but we don't. I have a million people at my fingertips, and when I get backed into a corner in my mind, and I feel like, man, this is fucked up. And the thing is, it doesn't affect me. It isn't about me.
That's the thing that I could not get.
I am fucking going to be fine.
Yeah.
I'm the $900,000 guy that gets $60K.
Right.
And I'm bitching about it. What don't you understand about that?
That was puzzling to me when people would, in trying to insult you, say, Says the guy in the top 1% of it. Exactly.
Exactly.
He's completely independent of the situation here because he's one of the people who would be benefiting, and he's speaking on behalf of those that wouldn't be. That was very confusing to me.
Yeah.
Well, that was an insult.
And that's why I fucking each and every day get closer and closer to my idol fucking Howard Hughes.
How the toenails looking?
Who cares? They're in Kleenex boxes. I can't see them.
Nelly 47 also watching last week said, LOL, oh man, what I need what y'all have in this episode. I couldn't stop laughing. May have been one of the best, funniest episodes ever. $40 tax break. Sign me up. LOL, dying as the young bucks say these days. Yes, Nelly, you clearly got it last week.
You know, we just got to jump in because there's a lot of people that aren't aware of this, and I want to make sure that
that Liberia is an English-speaking country?
Yes, Liberia speaks English, and I didn't know this, but Liberia will be getting the AEW All In Saturday, July 12th at 3 p.m. And
in Liberian time, I think that's a little later.
A little bit later. I think they're I think they go a little bit right at Greenwich. But main event, MOXLEY Hangman. So
they were listening.
Finally, Moxley's got to defend his belt for the 39th time in 53 days. So
now Hangman is poised for a 5-year run. So this could be big.
This could be this. So this is what we got for those, because I know at this point we really haven't talked much wrestling. So I'm gonna slip this in. We're gonna go back to the questions. But I just want to give those a rundown. I got to read it because it's like the fucking menu at Cheesecake Factory.
Is this weekend's viewing?
This is, but we're going to start with Friday. This is what I'm doing. Fucking Friday night, 8 p.m., July the 11th, fucking SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, boom, there. Next day, NXT Great American Bash, Saturday at 3 p.m., going head-to-head against the Hangman and Moxley and the All In. I'll come back to the All In. That same evening, the WWE's Saturday night's main event at 8 p.m. on
That's
NBC.
the one item I will watch on this
NBC
menu,
and Peacock, definitely. And like I said, I will not, people can say whatever they want to, I will not miss Goldberg's match. And then on the 13th, it's Evolution 2, 8 p.m. on Peacock. And that would be, of course, on Sunday. So
got the DVR set, right? You do? On the 80-incher?
I've got a new thing where I've got 18 people that work for me, and they watch the show, and as they watch the show, they actually fucking do depictions of each match on an Etch-a-Sketch. So it's crazy.
Okay. Yeah.
It's nuts. So
so you just line up the Etch-a-Sketches when you're done, and that's that's what happened there. That's what happened there. That's what happened.
And then I fucking do.
Are any of them going to depict Mick Foley hitting Christy Canyon from behind on an Etch-a-Sketch?
I'm not touching that.
You don't have to. He will. K3 and K4. This is quickly becoming my favorite podcast. Move over, Joe Rogan. Please don't sell the pod to WWE like Taker did.
Well, Taker got some heat for that. Taker just went through some medical problems too, though, man. Give Taker a fucking break.
So they own this out? They own Taker's show outright now?
I don't. Well, I'm sure they own Undertaker. I'm sure they're not giving that trademark up.
Yeah, but I mean in his with his show, it
I
wasn't
don't know.
theirs, right?
I don't know if it's still on all the other platforms.
All the outlets. Okay, yeah, that's true.
I mean, I remember when we were talking about me going on Mark's show and Amos was on, and he said, Nash don't give a fuck, and Mark said, no, he don't. He said, and then Mark's co-host said, yeah, we tried to get him on. He said, but he basically like, fuck, man, I gotta fly to Austin. Then Taker just jumped right in. He goes, hell, man, it takes everything I can to drive across the fucking
The city
across the city of Austin to do like back-to-back shows. Like I just don't think people like I was listening to one of the podcasts the other day, and they were talking about then you got to throw in the boys' travel schedule, and I'm like, the boys' travel schedule, these motherfuckers don't do house shows. Like, who's gonna? So let me get this right. You go to a building, eat catering, go out, do your segment, take a shower, take your rolly bag, roll out to your RV, have your driver open the door, and then you go to the next the next fucking television?
They don't know what you knew. They don't know what that life was like, what that road schedule was like.
No, but I mean, I look at it and I say, there's a reason we didn't have RVs. Because if we had RVs, we would have been Motley Crue and fucking we'd have all OD'd.
You said I would have been dead.
Yeah, I'd have been dead, man. Somebody had to drive. Thank God it was me. I saw something on Reddit because I was looking at some comments, and they have this whole Reddit fucking thing, and it's like they're an interview with me in depth, and it's like I can read it and just know that it's nothing. It's not even how I speak, but I'm like, yeah, Paul Levesque's lucky that we let him put our bags in the back of the fire. Like, I'm thinking, like, what the fuck is this? I thought Reddit had credibility.
No, I think you just put posts on there. I don't think it's vetted.
Yeah, and I read the other day, like, somebody said, they sent me a text message during my tirade, and they said, have you seen Reddit? And they sent me this clip, and Reddit was like, one of them was like a thread or something. They said, like, if you're not speaking about the Kevin Nash situation, like, don't be on this because you're bogging down the thread. And I was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it took off, man. What were you on them? You were on the main page for like the number 2 trending.
Somebody told me I was trending. I said, well,
yeah.
So's the fucking cat that shot the United Health guy at point blank range fucking 3 times, Like, trending's not, it's like...
Well, trending means people are talking about you. So
yeah, exactly. It doesn't
from one tweet.
Doesn't mean it's good or bad.
Doesn't mean it's
no,
good.
I think the one, the tweet that got me probably the most, because it always does, is when I call a white dude who's obviously a cracker. I think there's just because though two black dudes can use the N-word to each other, and that's just the way it is. Like two white dudes can't just They can't cracker each other. That's not socially acceptable.
Well, it's weird too, because the term, which I didn't always know, came from the crack of the whip, the slave masters. So people sometimes think, oh, like a white crack, like a saltine, you white crack. I'm like, no, that's a black person saying you are part of that establishment.
You're the cracker, man.
Yeah, right.
You're the guy giving the lashes.
Correct. J-Rod was listening and watching, says, in Minnesota, basically all fireworks were illegal until Ventura became governor. He was a huge fireworks fan and legalized amateur-grade fireworks. We all cheered. Before that, we had to drive to North Dakota or Wisconsin to get them. How did you do there, Kev, on the 4th?
Oh, jeez.
Now, it rained. That helped us because the rain came in about 10:30, and that wiped out any of the bullshit by me.
It was spotty. They might have fucking we have professional grade. We sell explosives.
I know.
In Florida. I mean, the only difference between what we have and what's out in the barge for Macy's is the fucking amount of. I mean, I sit in my fucking house on the fucking roof and I look down the beach, and I mean, it's unbelievable sometimes.
Yeah.
It's just like, geez.
I'm in the house and I'm hearing, so across the street they're doing some stuff, and it's the 4th. So you go, okay, there's some little kids there setting off so the little kids can watch the fireworks, whatever. And I realize halfway through listening, I'm laying in bed watching TV with my wife. I realize that I didn't pull the car into the garage. So it's my car's in the driveway right across from them. So now I start going, holy Christ, it's all landing on the car. There's all the big M80 ash cans landing on my hood and my roof. But now I'm going, if I step outside, they're going to think, oh, what's this guy's problem? Now I'm going to go around my car with the flashlight now, or turn the driveway lights on. I'm going to be that guy now. So I don't do anything. Now, fortunately, the rain comes and I was fine. I think I might have had 2 little pieces of debris on it. But that
Number one, you've got to realize you're in Florida, son.
Yeah, I know.
When you walk out with a flashlight and look at your car, if you don't have a pistol in the other hand, you're cool. I carry a fucking handgun when I take the trash out.
I mean, by me, you know where I am. It's okay. And I think by you're okay.
Shit, as dark as those fucking beach roads are, man.
Oh, that does get dark.
I got fucking, there ain't no fucking, you might fucking kill me because I'm just not expecting to get shot at first. But man, if I see something moving in my bushes, fucking, I'm firing.
Yeah. I learned today from you that Mick Foley lived in my town. I'm saying my town.
He was in Palm Coast for a while. I think it was just too hot for Mick here.
I think the tits were too small here.
Come on.
Balaneski, as a fan of all wrestling promotions, I am in legit tears from laughing so hard every time Kevin mentions Moxley defending the title. Well done, sir.
Did we talk about him?
I don't last week, did we? I don't recall.
My favorite thing was somebody said, like, oh, this is clickbait because we said Moxley
they didn't get the fucking
They didn't get the joke. It's
you think that's what we would use to clickbait our show?
Oh, God.
You imagine we go to that well?
Yeah, that's we would sit around after the show, all 5 of us. Yeah, what do you think? Let's get the show back together? Yeah!
Oh, my God. MGKMG. Hey, Kev, did you watch the Sabbath concert? What did you guys think? This Saturday, past Saturday.
I watched a fucking Instagram tape of Ozzy.
Isolated vocals.
Oh, that was so fucking. I mean, I felt so fucking bad. I was just like, what did I see? Who did I see a clip of that was really good?
Steven Tyler was great.
Tyler.
Yeah, and they were wrapping up Aerosmith.
He sang Zeppelin.
He sang a whole lot. They did a few songs. They did
Yeah.
Train Kept a Rollin' by Aerosmith. They went into a Whole Lot of Love, right? Was it
Yeah.
Whole Lot of Love? Yeah. And he was great. And I was surprised because one of the reasons Aerosmith gave for wrapping it up was his throat problems, his medical throat problems he was having. And he was great.
He was spot on.
But why? I always think when I see shit like this, and Ozzy's going to sound like Ozzy sounds, and he can't stand for the concert anymore. He's in the chair. Why are we doing it? Why are we doing it? I don't need one last Sabbath show that sounds like I shouldn't remember that show. Bill Ward, Geezer, Tom, it was great seeing them all on stage together. But when you talk about the product, why did I need that?
Well, and I listened to Bully Ray and Dave this past week, and they were pissed off on how Trish just kind of like, oh, and you're gonna have a match against whatever the girl's name is.
Why were
Tiffany.
they were mad?
Because there was no build up.
Oh.
It was just like, just kind of a cold, let's have a match. And then they were just like, what, why does Goldberg get this fucking big build up? And I'm thinking to myself, like, didn't Trish just work in March in a tag match and they went over?
We covered it.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, like, Bill hasn't worked since, I wrote it down, February the 19th of 22, and it was the last two matches he had were in Saudi Arabia. So since like 21, Bill hasn't been in the States. I think it's a little bit different. And I think it's a little bit different because Bill has stated this is his last match. Trish is not stating this is her last match.
Right. Yeah, it was completely different. Yeah.
I watched a clip of Trish on Instagram, and she was at like some Canadian, I don't know if she was pushing, like helping them, like a local Canadian wrestling thing, but she was in the ring, and fuck, man, she's better than she was. She looks great. She can still she can go. And she's fucking like mat wrestling. And I'm like, dude, this is a completely apples and oranges.
Yeah, we're talking about the popularity from the nostalgia thing with Bill.
Absolutely.
And it doesn't matter whose match is going to be better. I mean, Trish may have a better match, but the most popular movie is not always the best movie. It's very infrequently the best film. The one that makes the most money is not the best.
Yeah, I don't
film.
think Leto and Stitch will probably get an Academy Award.
Don't think it's going to be nominated, but it's sitting at $450 million currently after a month in release. So, I mean, they know that. When you got to talk about wrestling for 65 hours a week, you got to do some shit. Well, come up with something.
Maybe you should talk about something else.
Don't give everybody the recipe.
Huh?
Don't give everybody the recipe. Kev, I wanted to ask you on
dude,
this.
you can either make fucking grandma's sauce or you can't.
You can't. That's true. I always used to say when people would start to emulate kayfabe commentaries, the most revolutionary non-wrestling product, you can buy the guitar, but you're not going to play like Eddie.
No.
Right? Yeah, you could buy the cameras, book the talent. But I want to ask you something since we're talking about Sabbath. Who would you like to see one more performance of? If it was going to be of proper quality, not the Mama I'm Coming Home isolated vocals.
I tell you who's on my docket and I just can't find her close enough.
Pat Benatar.
Yes. I want to go see Pat. I haven't seen her since the Get Nervous concert that she did, that tour. I saw her in Frankfurt at the Alt Opera House.
She was just by me in Jersey. I didn't go, but it was one of those things that had I had the time, I probably would see her, because I have seen her current shows on YouTube a little bit, and they've lowered the key for some things, as happens with age.
I would probably, if I could, like, at about a 3,000 seat venue where they had some boxes.
Like a theater with boxes on the side where you could have a little privacy.
I would go see, like, Belinda Carlisle.
Really?
Yeah. She
Wait,
still
a
songs.
Go-Go's fan or the solo stuff?
No,
Wow.
I was a huge fan of her stuff after.
Really?
I
You
mean,
got weak.
What's that?
You got weak.
She didn't. She fucking dyed her hair red, and I was like, whew. She was always, man. She aged well. I think she's like Miss Marson or something like that on fucking Instagram.
But they're still working. Who would you want to come back for one last show?
The Go-Go's just came. I've seen the Stones enough where I'm cool with that. Has anybody seen Rick Springfield? Jesse's
I
girl.
saw him.
He's like 76 years old.
Yeah, mid-70s.
He's shredded.
He's ripped. That's crazy.
And his voice sounds just like it did.
Yeah.
Not that he fucking had any great voice, but I'm thinking like Dr. Noah, whatever the fuck his name was, Noah Drake or...
on General Hospital.
General Hospital, yeah.
I think it was Dr. Noah Drake. Your fucking soap
like,
game is strong.
Oh, fuck it. I was on that fucking General Hospital bandwagon.
Did you? I was on Guiding Light. Like physically on the show when I was
I'm
a young
talking
man
about just I watched Luke and Laura and all that shit.
Wow. Very
Port
good.
Charles, baby.
Oh, all this reminiscence, Kev. All these old school vibes that we're talking about here with Pat and Belinda and a little Rick Springfield. We're practically on the 80s on 8 station on Sirius here. But we're not. We're on, you know what else makes me feel nostalgic? The feeling I get when I sip a Get Blitzed Lit Aid mixer.
I was hoping you weren't going to Blue Chew with a boner on that.
No, it's coming later. We tie in some more Mick Foley stuff to make you uncomfortable.
Stop.
The high spot of the show brought to you by our friends Mickey, Ray Sinatra, and Courtney. And Get Blitzed Lit Aid. You got 2 options with our friends here. You can do the sip and syrup and make your own concoctions, like we've been telling you about since they came on the show several years ago. Put it in a beverage, a soda, a tea. As little as a teaspoon. It's potent stuff. It's nano-infused. You know what that means by now if you've been listening to the show. It means it goes right to your bloodstream, bypasses the liver, bypasses any breakdown. It works like alcohol. Fast onset, 5 to 15 minutes. So you can go that route, or the pre-mixed Get Blitzed Lit Aid mixers from Kliq This. Kev's Key Lime, Sean's Blue Raz. Steve, I don't know if I sent you images of those you could bring up, but... you can go either way. And if you're in Maryland, you can visit a Stay Lit smoke shop. But for the rest of us, it's legal to ship right from the Get Blitzed website to almost all 50 states without a med card as long as you're over 21. Right now, you could save 15% by entering the code KLIQ, K-L-I-Q, at checkout. Go to get-blitzed.com. That's get-blitzed.com. Try the Delta 9 THC sip and syrup, or grab the Kliq This Get Blitzed Lit Aid mixers in cans. And use the promo code KLIQ. Save 15%. Thank you, Mickey. Thank you, Get Blitzed. Thank you, everybody. Looking for... he's working hard to get this in the stores, Kev. If anyone listening is in the distribution business in certain states, reach out. We'll let Mickey know. if your state is yet covered for the distro route for our drinks, they're delicious. That's the most important thing about it. I want to also tell everyone that our store is open. KliqThisShop.com is open. The orders are coming in. Get yours. KliqThisShop.com. It'll be growing. We'll have a diversity in designs and products. Very excited for that. And if you want to be part of the show, sit here with our live audience, ask the questions at the end, send your comments to us, watch the pre-show. Britt, by the way, letting you know, and a longtime member of the Kliq This family, KliqThisTV.com. She says, yo, but wait, the black community popped for that tweet, Uncle Kev. We all literally reposted and said NWO for life.
Oh, there's somebody posted like a fucking thing that had like 8 different tweets that I had called somebody a cracker. Like, from the last 4 or 5 years. That dude was a cracker, man. He's like, what does this have to do about white? And I'm like, what? We're talking about fucking deport. Like, come on, man. What do you mean, what does this have to do about being white?
Bristling just that you mentioned white. Edgar Watson says, thanks for standing up for the common man. Edgar?
So if you got a voice and you can't stand up for somebody, that's... I was tall and skinny, man. I got fucked with a lot, but I learned quick, man. You can do 2 things. You can either sit there and let them fuck with you, or you can fucking throw fists, and maybe they'll fucking beat your ass, maybe they won't. But if word gets around that they're gonna have to go, 9 times out of 10, they'll fucking shut the fuck up. So. And my job now, and to have any kind of platform whatsoever, if I can't use my platform for the betterment of those that are not of privilege, and that those that are fucking being shit on, and then I shouldn't have a platform in the first place. So.
Well said. Thank you, Kev. And here's a quote from Steve Rogers. You start running, they will never let you stop. You stand up, push back, can't say no forever, right? Very similar to what you were saying. Hey, Kev, I watched Raw. There was a lot going on this week
I
in
hope
the
that
go
fucking
home.
I hope that you didn't notice while fucking Bron Breakker grabbed the microphone that fucking Paul Lee and Rollins were rolling their eyes behind his back.
I hope he has a cell phone and saw YouTube, and they'll write in there that
maybe,
he noticed too, because that would be a big gap in the storyline if that shit happened.
I mean, it's like one of those things. Like, if he doesn't, then you made him look like a dumbass.
Right.
If he does, then it's like, okay. But what did we say for fucking how many weeks? I didn't know they were going to bring him on and make him a job guy.
Well, I was really happy when he and Bronson Reed got the mic. I thought that was a cool thing that they did. Well, it was leading into that night's main event matches, so it made sense. But I was glad that they did that, and they used Seth's time because Heyman talked, and then they talked.
Well, how many times can we hear that he's the innovator? The like we already fucking have to hear. Ha! It's like fuck, uncle. That's part of your time. You know?
Right? Yeah, it is.
You know.
But so now, how did they do with their mic time? Paulie's face is behind them. Aside,
I thought Bronson did great.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Rick Steiner, the young Rick Steiner boy, I thought fucking he was
You hate calling him Bron Breakker. You've known him since he was a little kid. You hate calling him by the
He's
work name.
Bronson Ricksteiner. Like, fuck, it's like one of my fucking, it's like my nephew.
A little seasoning and he's going to be good because he comes across natural.
And it just the fact that he said that fucking Paul said that I'm gonna be the fucking basically the star of the show for the next 10 years, going completely against what fucking Rollins has been saying.
Right.
I mean, it was great.
So, having said that, my next question: what are we building to here? Is he going to break from them?
I fucking think that he's so fucking easy to turn babyface. He's the best athlete in the fucking building, from strength and speed. If it was a shoot, I doubt too many people fucking would fucking be able to pin that motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. Because they're running between Zayn and Uso being laid out, and then over the last few weeks, they're making them seem expendable. Are they doing this because someone else is going to swoop in to be the star of this feud? Are we really expecting this to be building up?
You can't put this much time in these guys and build these storylines and then bring in a Brock or a Roman to push them. You can't do that, man.
Okay.
You just can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that and keep fucking any kind of synchronicity in that fucking locker room.
So then is it that Bron Breakker shows up beside Sammy and Jay and says, well, now...
I just have to say this. I don't know how many people out there have ever had their ribs broken. But the one thing that you don't do when you have a rib injury is compress them. And I don't know how many fucking times I see people come to the fucking ring
and
with this white fucking tape,
right?
Around
tight around the
like Jesus, man. Like I remember I got in a fucking fight one night at the Cheetah, and it was a bachelor party. There must have been 14 fucking guys and 3 of us working, and even though we were dropping them, man, they were still fucking getting shots in, and fucking somebody cracked I never got x-rays or anything, but I think somebody cracked or tore the cartilage. It was like my floating rib, my like right down at the bottom of my rib cage. And I came home and I fucking my one eye was pretty swollen, and I had a fucking cut in my lip, and my lip was swollen. My fucking hands were all fucking beat up, and I remember getting home and then fucking laying on the couch because I didn't want to lay in bed because I didn't want Tamara to bump into me. And then she got up and she woke up, and I woke up and I went in there and she was making some coffee. And I was standing over the top of the grill, the stove. And because always in our house, it's like everything that I use, like you have your kitchen cabinets,
mm-hmm.
and then you have that top piece of molding on top of your cabinets,
like a soffit.
Well, it's just like it's just like it finishes the cabinet.
Mm-hmm.
But I
mine attaches to a soffit. You're saying you can reach onto the top.
I can put shit on top of my. And I'm the only one that can reach that. But that's where I put my protein and shit like that. So I was reaching up like that, and she smacked me with her hand, like, move out of the way. And she barely touched me, and it doubled me over. And I went to the gym that day, and I had to do back, and I went to do a fucking pull down. And I went, oh, fuck. Like, So, I mean, it was one of those things like, yeah, let me.
What would you expect to happen going to the gym and stretching your arms to do a pull down with a broken rib?
It's like when I remember the first time I tore my tricep, it bled out all the way from my little finger to my fucking armpit. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure I tore something, but let me see if I can, I went on the Smith machine.
If I can curl.
No, I went on the Smith machine and fucking pushed 2 1/4, and it fucking, after like the third rep, I'm like, yeah, there's something fucking definitely wrong in that fucking elbow region over there. So,
good Lord. So to get to Bron, so you're all right. So what you're saying is you're talking about the realism of the Sammy ribs. So to what end do you think this is headed?
no,
So
Jay had the ribs, didn't he?
you did. Well, Sammy was taped, right? Oh wait, was it Jay? Sammy wasn't taped.
Who was taped, guys?
Sending it here. Because the splash is Wesley didn't watch. He was busy watching Sinners for the 600th time.
No, he was watching AEW.
It's
Wes is our AEW fucking correspondent.
I
guess
anyway.
Guess
Either
else
way,
is fucking. Guess everybody else is jerking off on our crew.
Pornhub. Glad we're financing that. But irrespective of that, point taken. Do you know what I noticed as I'm watching this? This faction, like this main event faction, they don't have a name, right?
No.
Heyman doesn't like refer to them as anything. Should they get a name? Are they too cool for a name? Is it like when you don't need a title? Maybe this faction is so cool they don't need to be called anything. Wouldn't you want to start marketing some shit here? Make some fucking T-shirts?
Wesley said Sammy was taped up.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But so like, I don't know. I think we should come up with a name.
You don't come up with a name for somebody if they're not going to be a fucking faction very long.
Well, they're very effective and they're selling it hard. You think this will be short-lived because of the predicted Bron Breakker breaking away?
I mean, I don't know. I'm not saying that I'm fucking clairvoyant, but kind of being jobbed out for a couple of weeks and just being fodder for fucking Seth to come down and curb stomp people and make the save. Then all of a sudden you pick up the microphone and say you're going to be the fucking face of this company for 10 years. And those two are fucking behind you saying, what the fuck's he talking about? Doesn't seem to me like they're on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
And I fucking, in real life, would you pull him aside and tell him, listen, don't do that again out there. Rollins' character isn't strong enough. That's his heat. His heat's those two guys.
So if next week, in keeping with your theory that we opened the segment with, Bron should say, I saw the video last week. Why were you so surprised when I came out, when I took the mic and I said, like, to kind of confront Heyman, then have Heyman babyface it and go, no, that you're absolutely incorrect about your interpretation of my face. I had bad
No,
Indian
you can't.
food.
You can't do that.
You can't have him confront or call out Heyman or Seth.
No, all you do is when Seth is on the fucking microphone, have Steiner fucking not paying
making
attention.
the faces behind or turned away.
That's
or
not,
just
not
like,
pay attention.
Yeah.
Like he's fucking he hasn't put his hands in his pockets yet. Let him put his hands in his pockets.
All right. Works for me.
Yeah.
Works for me. Put him in
slow burn, man. You don't want to fucking, because if you confront Paul, whether he's fucking telling the truth or not, he's so over the top, you're going to punch him in the face anyway.
Maybe put him in a pair of true classic jeans and have him stick his hands in his pockets.
As long as they're not mesh.
That'll add to the cool factor, because at True Classic, as you know,
They got a lot of sizes, but I don't think they're going to be putting Heyman in a pair of.
Oh, I meant Bron.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Brown rocks some.
I don't.
True
I think
Classic.
even True Classic couldn't help Paul Heyman with their fit shirts, their tailoring, where they know exactly where a man wants it to be tight and where a man wants it to be a little looser. No bunching, no stiff fabric, no BS. I'm here on vacation at the hotel, and I have a drawer full of my True Classic T-shirts that I've been enjoying.
You gotta fucking hang them motherfuckers. We mean in a drawer.
I put the button shirts on the hangers when I'm here at the hotel. The gear fits right. It
Button
feels.
shirts? Are you on vacation or you got a fucking job interview?
I got a couple of, go to a couple of the nice restaurants. I want to wear a nice linen shirt.
Jesus.
The True Classic. Come on.
Jesus.
I love my True Classic too.
Yeah.
They were built to make an impact, Kevin. So whether it's helping men show up better in daily lives, giving back to underserved communities, or making people laugh with ads that don't take themselves too seriously, they lead with purpose. That's why I like True Classic. But I love the clothing. First and foremost, Kevin calls it the hanging shirt. We want you to grab it and find out too. But it's not only T-shirts, okay? There are hoodies. You have to go and see the entire line, all right, at trueclassic.com/Kliq, so that you can let them know that we sent you. If you've been wearing them for a while now, you already know, you feel the difference. You know that they wash into an even better fit, okay? It's a clean, effortless fit. It works for real life. It works for real guys, and it's going to work for you, okay? You can get them at Target, Costco, but head to trueclassic.com/Kliq, Kliq. Get hooked up. Look at the full selection online. All the colors, all the fits, all the styles, okay?
And because they've got some real good deals on like a 6-pack of.
They do have those packs, yes.
And the other nice thing is they make a tall. They make a tall T-shirt, and any guy out there that's 6'4", there's nothing worse than washing your T-shirt 3 times and having to pull that bitch 14,000 times so you're not wearing a fucking midriff. So
yeah,
that's why I love these T-shirts. I've got the 3Xs and the 2Xs. 2Xs is go out and those are my fine dining shirts.
Oh, not the button down linen.
No, fuck that. No,
fuck that.
No.
Kev says to me one of the nights we went out to dinner with the ladies and stuff. He goes to me, not that night in restaurant. He goes, "I wore a collar." Like it was a sin, like it was an event. I guess it is an event, right? If a collar shirt gets taken out.
If my son walked downstairs, we were going someplace, and I had a collar on my shirt. First, it was sleeves. The first thing was if I had sleeves on. Then it was if it was a collar, it was just like he knew he had to go back upstairs. Like, oh fuck, I was
get changed.
Yeah, guess we're going someplace nice tonight. Dad's got an actual collar on.
Go ahead, guys. Grab your True Classics. Be like Kev. Flex those things anywhere you can. trueclassic.com/Kliq, Kliq. Kev, how about a little Florida man Jersey guy before we throw it over to the fans for questions? Kevin's record, rather impeccable in this last run here. He is on a roll. If you've not heard this before, 2 headlines. One, actual headline about a Florida man, one about a Jersey guy. What about these behaviors makes it identifiable? Who knows? It's just a vibe Kev gets. And like the first headline here, man marks birthday by doing meth, stealing a tour train, and picking up riders. Second one, airline.
Florida.
Get the second headline.
No, that's Florida.
Well, he's right.
Meth and a tour. That's the theme park. Meth head. Florida.
Second headline. Airline.
What the guy from what the fucker from Jersey do?
Airline passenger who allegedly incited a mid-air brawl, claims he was meditating.
Yeah, that's so fucking Northeast.
Okay.
He probably had a fucking button shirt on.
Collar as well.
The whole fucking
All right.
kit and caboodle.
Let's see our friend here from Florida. Oh, there's a visual for you. John Patrick Winslow was arrested in Key West after hijacking that train.
Was wondering what Kiwi was up to since he fucking wrestled.
He was up to stealing that train, Kev, after hitting some...
Nice to see Alan.
He told officers, today's my birthday, after being told he was under arrest for stealing the train and picking up passengers on 4th of July, according to News 6 partner WPLG. According to the report, John Patrick Winslow's birthday, it was his birthday. He's 57. By the way, he looks pretty good for 57. His skin's pretty good. He might be using the Beau Domain that I am from Brad Pitt's vineyard, Kevin, in France. They've extracted 2 molecules from the white grape. Trying that out. And
you know where I'm at.
I'm
still beef tallow.
You're still beefing. And I was a little concerned with maybe because my sebaceous glands can get a little oily, and then to put the fat on it. I mean, it was working out, but so's this. So that's it. Winslow was arrested, and then Jersey.
What's the price difference?
Oh, I don't know, Kev.
Huh?
Why do you always go there? What's the difference in paying
because
for quality?
You're fucking...
When you get a good steak, No, you're a
spendaholic. You fucking spend way more money than I do.
I doubt that 10 times over. You're taking a couple of things.
Dude.
And applying it with a Habini and some skincare products, which is not exorbitant.
I ran that vacation you're taking, fucking that'll give my Rome, Germany fucking vacation a run for the money.
Which one? The week I'm at Disney here, or the
combo,
cruise, or the cruise in 2 weeks?
The fucking combo,
or the month in July in Florida.
I had a Disney child. Oh, Jesus.
The Jersey guy.
You can't stay in a fucking that room is minimum $8 to $1,000 a night.
No. For a suite, no. It's not a full suite. It's like a family suite.
Yeah, my wife.
Your wife went online when you asked me?
No, my wife.
You texted me the other day. This was a ploy.
She said, "Which one were you?" She said, "Which one are they staying?" I told her. She goes, "Fuck." She goes, "I think that's $800."
No, it's not $800. A 21-year-old New Jersey man was arrested and charged with battery.
$799
over this incident in a mid-air brawl when he was meditating. This individual, it was a Miami-bound Frontier Airlines flight. I think that's the first problem. From
on his way to but still on their way to Florida. I mean, it's
all
just,
roads lead
yes,
to Florida.
I mean, when it comes down to it, it's just a fucking.
Oh God!
Come on, man! It's like, where else would you build a fucking alligator Alcatraz, baby? Just
here.
Unreal. Hold on, I gotta make sure gotta give a pause. Mm-hmm. If you don't like it, why don't you leave?
Because it can be fixed.
Because I don't fucking live in the Everglades, you stupid fuck. I live on the beach. Like, I don't have to fucking put up with anything. I live on a non-drive beach. You've got to walk from a parking fucking lot down to my house. Like, I don't get much traffic. I'm cool.
Right. Any of you out there a little emotionally scarred from maybe sitting next to someone on the subway or the bus? They get up, they see a little canoe print there, a little bit of the sweat stain or something of the like. Take that as a reminder that we got to take care of our nether regions a little better than we're expected to in society. All right. If you crack. It feels like the Florida Panhandle in August at this time of the year. Well, then good news. You can instantly refresh yourself 15 times a day if you need to without getting in the shower. And I'm talking about the Tushy bidet. I'm a little out of sorts here. I'm away. I'm in the house down here. There are bidets. Not in the hotel I'm in right now. There's not going to be one on the ship. There's going to be issues. So I'm a little out of sorts right now. So what am I doing? I'm papering. I'm tearing. I'm putting tears probably in my rectal area. I'm smearing. There's all terrible verbs being used for what I'm doing on my asshole right now without my Tushy bidet. I'm excited about the Tushy bidet, as you can tell, Kev. You see a difference when I don't have to wake up at 5:30 a.m. In the show performance, the vibe. Tushy is the everyday luxury bidet. It instantly transforms your bathroom habits and your bottom health for life. Instead of wiping endlessly, guys, Tushy pristinely removes 99% of bacteria while protecting your natural skin barrier thanks to one natural ingredient. It's water, guys. That's it. Installation is simple. Takes about 10 minutes to complete. Literally anyone can do this, okay? Tushy's bidet gives you 2-in-1 benefits, reducing irritation and preventing that micro tearing that I'm talking about. It's with soothing water instead of scratchy, awful toilet paper. Guys, keep your swampiest body parts fresh and cool. And for a limited time, our listeners are going to get 10% off their first bidet order when they use Kliq at checkout, KLIQ. Go to the URL if you're using the laptop, hellotushy.com/Kliq, KLIQ. Search them out. That's 10% off your first bidet order at hellotushy.com. That's TUSHY.com with the promo code KLIQ. Get yourself clean the natural way. Feel fresher than you had in years. Thank you, Tushy. Thank you for your product. I wish you were with me as we speak.
My niece tried to steal the one from upstairs to take with her. Yeah.
To take? I hope you gave her the code.
No, I'm her uncle. If she wants one, she knows
She's
to
got one.
ask.
Uncle Kev.
Yeah. So I'm on
ahead.
Instagram, and I see like this kind of, I don't want to fucking stereotype anybody, but I'm going to say hillbilly.
Okay. Cracker? Is it
No, hillbilly. More of a hillbilly. She's got in her hand a plastic like box that's probably 8 by 8, and she's got 3 sticks that you would like take off of a bush, and on the end of those sticks is like moss, a peat moss or some shit, but it's like some kind of, and she's got it in vinegar, and that's what they use to wipe with. And then you fucking put it back in the vinegar, and you put it up, and they got a fucking knife in there if you got to fucking like cut one off or scrape it out, and then there's a sponge, and you just dip that in the vinegar, and then you clean yourself, and you throw that back in this fucking, and I'm thinking like, this is a fucking shoot. Like this person is fucking, that's what they do with this fucking crib.
Is this in Liberia? Where is this?
This is fucking hillbillies. Fucking, I don't know, West Virginia. I don't
That's
know.
how they have to go.
But no, it's just that it's not like, I'm sure they fucking.
Why would anyone opt to do that? This is madness.
I'm just passing on.
I know you are.
Yeah.
This is for next week's Florida man, Jersey guy, or Arkansas hillbilly.
We can have the same conversation on child pornography. I don't know why they watch it.
You're just reporting the news.
Just report the news, sir.
All right, who in the house has some questions? This is our Kliq This TV.
Speaking of Epstein.
Hi, Britt. Did you guys read Charlotte Flair's journal piece? Dear God, my heart aches for her. The hate is so forced. No, I didn't. Where was it? Where was it printed, Britt? Where can I see it? I will definitely look at it for next week. Does anyone know in the house where I can get it? Just give me a link.
Who's hating on her? Or what's worse? I mean, the hate is so forced. Like, you just explain that.
People healing out on her. The online contingency. Okay, so there's some online hate directed at her. How am I going to be Charlotte Flair? Okay, I will check that out. Thank you, Britt. I haven't seen it, but you'll certainly get our opinions. More importantly, Kevin's on this next week.
Why more importantly mine?
Well, because you're
I gave the world fucking the vinegar fucking moss wiping your ass.
I appreciate that.
You get.
I can take the lead on Charlotte Flair.
Yeah, you can have the Charlotte Flair. Then I'll ask you, why did you bring that up?
Right. And everyone will say we should edit it from the show. Who else is in the house?
Is this her trip from Liberia?
Ace Ramon. What do you think about the cast for the new Street Fighter movie that includes Cody and Roman? And if they made this 20 years ago, would you have gotten the role for Zangief? Hope I'm saying it right.
Fuck, dude, I have no idea because I never watched or played
There's
this
Zangief.
game.
That would be you.
That looks like Rusev. I'm not bulky like that.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
looks
Zangief. I've been corrected. Zangief. Sorry, Dom.
Yeah, that looks like Rusev.
But, so he is Russian, by the way, in the game. Zangief. Thus the red and yellow I'm seeing in some of the illustrations there. Okay.
All right, that was answered.
Who's next? Well, you didn't say how you felt about Roman being in it, so I thought you might throw something about Roman and Cody being in it.
That's great. God bless them.
Mark Caps, any memories of working with Masahiro Chono in NWO?
Chono's a cool motherfucker, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gangster as fuck. He was. Me and Scott had we really fucking liked Muda and Chono. They were our boys.
Excellent.
I got to actually go back. I never worked for All Japan. I always worked for New Japan. I went back for All Japan, and me and Muda wrestled two guys. I think one was Joe Deering, and we wrestled them. And Chono was came out with us. It was an NWO Japan reunion.
That was all Japan?
All Japan. I was fucked, man. I had to be mid-50s.
So this was
probably 12 years ago.
Okay, got it. Oh wow. Who else in the house? Britt, no disrespect at all. Are there too many Samoans coming into the WWE? Kevin, I don't talk about that at all off camera, by the way. Do you think it's becoming somewhat overplayed? I've been watching some of them in the indies, and some don't seem genuine. Well, I think too much sameness of anything is never good, whether it's Samoans or too many Subway restaurants in your town.
There's more white boys than Samoans, so.
But could a faction be two?
But they're fighting against each other,
right? Well, some of them, yeah. What do we got? Edgar Watson, my platform is working in mental health and giving back to those that can never repay me. You're a good man. Well, so are you, Edgar, if that's what you're doing. Mental health is still so underserved in this country, misunderstood in this country.
So fuck. I mean, it's not even touched.
Yeah, it's one area of medicine that needs so much work, and clearly no one's focus is going to be on it now as we have more challenges to insurance.
You can never talk about gun control and without fucking dealing with mental health. So much of that. So
yeah.
Linked.
And even policing, like having our law enforcement understand mental health challenges. There's a great documentary on HBO Pardon me if I've mentioned it here before, called Ernie and Joe Crisis Cops. It's about two cops in San Antonio that got special training. This came out right during the whole defund the police stupidity that happened after the George Floyd incident. And I found one of the guys. I said, would you come on I had a solo podcast at the time, one of those two cops. And it was just a squad in the police department that was called, I'm going to say counseling, that's the wrong word, but if some kind of rapport, some kind of understanding of mental health needed to be established with a barricaded subject, a suicidal subject, someone acting erratically, so that it wasn't like the Gestapo showing up and causing someone to turn a gun on themselves or these horrible incidents we'd hear. And so something like redirecting money to have more cops trained in counseling tactics and techniques and stuff, so they could be dispatched with the regular, but there it is. So they could be dispatched with the police force to help stave off incidents that could go so badly so quickly by a responder who doesn't understand that they're dealing with somebody who has a mental health crisis. So grab that documentary. Pinball Wizard, more and more I've been noticing how so many wrestlers are getting together romantically. In your opinion, what are the pros and cons of being in a relationship with a fellow wrestler? These guys that married their valets and stuff or brought their wives into the business, it's hard enough.
That's not what they're talking about, though.
Oh, you mean hooking up on the
No,
road?
they're talking about fucking Becky Lynch marrying fucking Seth Rollins. They're talking about people on the roster, on the road, that are married and have kids.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like the Sullivans, like Nancy and Kevin. I was thinking of in my mind, and
but it's
challenging.
Yeah, but there wasn't even a possibility. There were no females around when I broke in.
Mae Young was there.
I'm just saying it just wasn't. This is a completely different formula.
Who had successful runs with that, Kev? Jimmy Garvin and Sunshine, did they stay married?
Before my time.
Okay. Trying to. Well, if anyone knows, throw them in the comments. We'll talk about them next week.
Lesnar and Sable are still together.
Lesnar and yeah, but were they working together on
No.
camera for a long time? No. So that's the key. Maybe they didn't have to be on the road at the same time with each other. I don't know.
But Becky and Seth have been together for a while. They've got a 4-year-old, don't they? I just saw where they got fucking robbed. They came home from fucking Providence and their fucking shit was... Somebody had robbed their shit in Playa Vista.
That's unfortunate.
That's one thing, man. I try to tell people all the time. It's just like, when you're live walking down that fucking ramp and it's both of you,
they know.
On the course of the show, everybody on earth knows that there ain't nobody in that motherfucking crib.
Good Lord. Tough Love asks you, Kevin, have you ever had to turn down acting work due to injury or only in wrestling?
I've had to turn down acting work because of wrestling. I mean, that was...
Right.
There was no working on fucking Street Fighter or anything.
Right.
It wasn't even a possibility. If you were on one of the 20 guys that was on the road every fucking night, there was, it's like that scene from Platoon. I got a bad fucking feeling about this, man. Get in the fucking hole.
Kliq This is a production of Butch and Sundance Media, produced in association with Podcast Heat, created by Tristan Nash, Kevin Nash, and Sean Oliver. Producer Steve Kaufman, graphics by Dominic D'Angelo, title sequence and audio edit by Wesley Burleson and Miss Van Auken. Theme song by Dale Oliver, technical research by Tristan Nash, copyright 2025 Butch and Sundance Media. Kev, you want to do another one?
Only if we can get the musical scene from Sinners as our new theme song.
answers a thing. Let us free to breathe in air we're supposed to breathe. Through twists and turns you've come to love me. Now I'm cold, I'm frozen. Baby, we're broken, and the customer service never answers a thing. Yeah, the customer service never answers a